All right, here we go. Try to get the clay into the center of the bat. Right now it's not really in the center, so I'm going to slide it until it's more in the center. Slap it around a bit. Get it to be more even. I've had this potter's wheel since the summer of 1991. I had to fix it a few times and replace a few parts, but it's been a pretty good wheel. And it can center up to, I believe, 125 or 150 pounds of clay. And I don't think I've ever gotten that much clay on the wheel, but I've centered up to 50 to 70 pounds of clay at one time. This is probably close to 10 or 15 pounds of clay. Again, I got to hook my arm into my pelvis, use my body weight to force the clay into position. Get it centered. It's still not quite centered, so I'm going to try and push it down and try to build it back up again. Oh, this is going to be a problem. All right, now the center is a little bit uneven, so I'm just going to take my fingers and start applying some even pressure and sort of remixing and readjusting the clay, trying to redistribute that top center area. Now I'm gonna try to bring in my hole. And we'll do that again. It's not bad. All right, now I'm going to try and bring up the sides. Compress it back down. It's a little bit uneven at the top, so we're going to do some adjusting. A lot of water in there. And let's move a lot of the weight of the clay from the bottom to the top. Now the top is getting a little bit uneven. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off the top to try and find an edge that's more even. We're going to take about 1/4 inch off the top. pretty good. Get some of this extra clay off the bat. Some more water on the clay. And we'll do a couple more throws. All right, I'm going to take some of the water out of the clay. This goes down pretty deep. It goes to about an inch down from the bat. And I have some really nice ribs that I use to shape large bowls. If I start with a column like this, I'm going to use the rib to sort of spread the clay around. This is the rib I like to use. I'm going to get it nice and wet, and then I'm going to lock it on my wrist. So I lock the rib on my wrist like this. I'm going to start from the top and start pushing out on the column as I go into what will become a bowl. Do that a couple more times. It's starting to get a little sticky. I'm going to need to put some more water in there. Before I do that, I'm going to use a smaller rib to shape the bottom. Put some water in, take some water out. Ooh, got a funny scalloped edge. Almost done. This last little bit of scraping is intended to take the finger ridges out. There we go. Take the last bit of water out of the bottom. And then work on finishing the lip. Now, just like everything else, gonna cut it from the bat, set it aside and let it dry. Won't be trimmed until tomorrow.